Biden is pissed. They just confirmed it. Be careful of this new scam, y'all. How would you feel if somebody told you that there was a stimulus check available that's worth more than $5,000 for people who make less than $50,000 per year? The idea of a sudden influx of cash flow is tempting, right? And with today's problems with Social Security, SSI, and SSDI, not to mention layoffs and the high cost of living, it's easy to believe one of these lies. And that's all they are, folks. And it's sad to say that there's some lowlifes out there that are just trying to take advantage of desperate situations that some people are experiencing right now. But lowlifes, they're called lowlifes for a reason, right? Now, with the advancement of AI and AI voices, they're now stooping to new lows, which is understandably not that surprising. Have you guys seen ads here on YouTube or maybe social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever, maybe even TikTok that discuss stimulus checks or subsidies that are too good to be true? I mean, they're talking about providing us with like $6,400, $5,200, $4,700, and up to $185,000 in cash assistance. And it's obviously insane that these people will basically do whatever it takes to trick us out of our money and our information. Now, there are a bunch of these ads that are going around, and they're either using footage from other people or just rehashing old videos to make it look like, whatever they're offering is legitimate. It's complete bull. I don't want y'all getting scammed over this stuff. Now, I am here to tell you guys, I would love for you guys to receive financial help, but I gotta be honest and tell you guys that these are all scams. Some of them have even resorted to using AI voices of people like Snoop Dogg and even President Joe Biden to further entice people to sign up for these bogus sites where they basically just have you answer a questionnaire to prove that you're from this country. Meanwhile, they're stealing your information. So here's a quick tip about these sites. If they don't end with .gov, or if they're asking for information that you normally wouldn't provide to the government, that should be a red flag for you. But what do you guys think about these scams? Have you seen them? Now, we are definitely for sure to see more of these as artificial intelligence is becoming way too good these days. There's actually one where a video has the voices of Presidents Obama, Trump, and Biden. It's crazy. Now, before we move on, please just take a second, drop a quick like for the video if you're enjoying what we're talking about, and make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. A lot of people have been unsubscribed lately. Appreciate y'all. Now, let's move on to the unexpected, where Hunter Biden's sweetheart deal just got its heart broken as Hunter pleaded not guilty instead of guilty for 2 misdemeanor tax counts of willful failure to pay income tax as part of the plea to avoid going to prison on a felony gun charge. So here's how it went down. So U.S. District Judge Mary Ellen Noriega, she asked U.S. Attorney Leo Wise if there was an ongoing criminal investigation that involved the first son, as Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss has repeatedly insisted. So Wise said yes, and said that if the defense team of Hunter thought otherwise, then no deal would be agreed to. Hunter's lawyer, Chris Clark, he responded by saying that the plea agreement was now void. Wow, that went quickly. How about that? Although the shocking development didn't take attention away from how the first son arrived at the federal court. About half a dozen SUVs complete with security detail accompanied Hunter to and from the Wilmington courthouse, drawing a lot of criticism as he's supposed to be a private citizen. Now, the question on a lot of people's minds is, who paid for all this stuff? Was it him, as he's been making a killing on his artwork? Or was it the American people's money, or in short, taxpayer money? The White House was prepared to dodge questions about this, as White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre referred to Hunter as, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let her tell you.
Hunter Biden is a private citizen, and this was a personal matter for him. As we have said, the president, the first lady, they love their son, and they support him as he continues to rebuild his life. This case was handled independently, as all of you know, by the Justice Department under the leadership of a prosecutor appointed by the former president, President Trump. So for anything further, as you know, and we've been very consistent from here, I'd refer you to the Department of Justice and to Hunter's representatives, who is his legal team, obviously, who can address any of your questions.
So yeah, a private citizen with a security detail that's supposedly paid off by taxpayers. Now, if that's the case, where's our security? It would probably help with traffic as I make my visit to Walmart or something, right? But what do you guys think? Is all this just normal? And what would happen if a different private citizen was in the same kind of situation? Do you think you would get a private security detail on your way to court? What if it happened to you? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below this video. Now, speaking of something that's not normal, we've been told that yes, aliens are real. Well, they didn't call them aliens, but they sure as heck alluded to it. The most surprising part is that we saw for the first time in a long time Democrats and Republicans working together to get the truth. Now, I wish it was like this more. Don't get used to this, guys, but I digress. So this is a good start because we can see just how these lawmakers want to get to the bottom of this thing. Now, I watched 2 hours of this hearing, so you don't have to, and I have a couple of notable instances that you guys got to see. So check out this clip where whistleblower David Grush is asked about whether we've already made contact with aliens.
Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
I mean, what? It made it absolutely obvious that yes, we have already made contact. Wait, does that mean that the Men in Black movies were documentaries? I'm just kidding here, folks, but it's just amazing to hear, right? It doesn't end there. Check this out.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Now, just for added context, an SCIF is a sensitive compartmented information facility, basically an ultra secure room where officials could freely discuss highly classified information. Now, one thing I noticed about this hearing is that questions were being answered almost instantaneously. It's kind of weird seeing that since we're also used to hearings that drone on and on, without questions being even answered. But here's one important question that had to be asked. Are they using taxpayer money to fund this thing? Well, Grush was also able to answer that question.
Do you have knowledge or do you have reason to believe that there are programs in the advanced tech space that are unsanctioned?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say that they're above congressional oversight, what do you mean?
Complicated question. So there's, some, I would call it abuse here. So congressional oversight of conventional special access programs, so I'll use Title 10, so DOD as an example, right? So 10 U.S. Code Section 119 discusses congressional oversight of SAPs, discusses the DepSecDef's ability to waive congressional reporting. However, the Gang of Eight is at least supposed to be notified if a waived or waive bigoted unacknowledged SAP is created, and that's public law.
Well, so that how does, I don't want to cut you off, but how does a program like that get funded?
I will give you generalities. I can get very specific in a closed session, but misappropriation of funds and
does that mean
self-fund.
Does that mean that there is money in the budget that is said to go to a program, but it doesn't, and it goes to something else?
Yes, I have specific knowledge of that. Yep.
So not only was this hidden from us, but they're also moving the budget of other programs just to fund it. You know what? We should be informed as to which programs are being affected by this, right? Why aren't we voting on this? We're bound to see even more updates on this, but for the time being, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, before I go, guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one.